My name is Ben Rohr. I'm part of group 14, and this is the video submission for Deliverable 3. First off, we will take a look at the ER diagram that we submitted for Deliverable 2. It is pretty close to what we have for our schema. There's very few changes. Yeah, so it's pretty much one-to-one. But yeah, so for users, the primary key is user ID, which we have here. Playlist, you have a primary key for playlist ID and the curator ID, which is a foreign key for user ID. For artist, the artist name is used as the primary key, assuming that no two artists can have the same name. Song ID is the primary key, and it uses artist name as the foreign key for it. Tracklist has a primary key tracklist ID, and essentially this table is just used to will be used in the future when we write the program to make sure that songs in the song collection belong to a unique tracklist ID, but it can't be in a track list like that because you can't have two entries, two tuples with the same primary key. Label, primary key is label ID, which all of this is pretty much the same. The changes that I made to track list I've already gone over. Release, so release is basically any song release collection, whatever, that you can put onto the platform. So it has a primary key release ID and foreign keys for artist name, a track list, and a label. Playlists are just collections of songs made by users, and they have playlist ID as the primary key and a foreign key for playlist ID, so playlists can refer to themselves, and then a track list ID as well. On label refers to the artist belongs to label. This is one of the changes that we made. Releases now belong to label and artists do not, so we got rid of that. So for the release, so the label basically releases any release for music. It has a primary key artist ID and release ID, and foreign keys that refer to artist ID and artist, and release ID and release. And then for song collection, this makes up every single collection of song, period. So if you have a playlist that has this track list ID, that's the track list table is basically a pointer table to the song collection. And so programmatically, when we want to add a track list to, let's say, a release, you would have to check against the track list table to make sure that that track list ID is unique before we would allow the insert onto the song collection table. So yeah, and that has a track list ID that references track list and a song ID that references song. Okay, so for the inserts, we have just some data for users. They have to have a unique user ID and then whatever name. Same thing for playlists, artists, songs. We have a bunch of just whatever songs. I've included an entire album just for the sake of having something that we can show collections of for our queries. Labels, track lists. So these all have unique IDs. Releases, created playlists, on label, and then song collection. And so here in song collection is any collection of song. So we have all the playlists that were in created playlists, and we have the release for the album Either Or by Elliott Smith. And so I'll start with this one. This is a query for selecting the the song name, the artist name, and the release name for from song collection, song, and releases, where the name of the release is either or, and the artist name is Elliott Smith. So that's this will return a the list of songs from that particular album that we uploaded. So this is a select statement that gives the release ID for an artist named Taylor Swift. So any release ID for Taylor Swift will be on there. User ID, select user ID from users where name is John. So any user named John will appear in this result. This is a select song ID and artist name from where the genre is country from song. So yeah, any song with country as a genre. Playlist ID, select the playlist ID from playlist and users where the user's name is John and user ID equals curator ID. Yeah, so basically that will return any playlist from any user named John, which is kind of a weird one, but and then select name from label and releases where artist name is Taylor Swift. So yeah, this will give every release from Taylor Swift. So yeah, that's basically it. One last thing for this submission is the relational diagram. So we've made some changes to this, like I said, for song collection and stuff. But yeah, the create statements should be all lined up with this diagram. Yeah, that's it.